Hey guys, so e.l.f. and Magic Links were kind enough to send me an assortment of products from e.l.f. to try out. So they let me create a wish list, and then they just sent me a few products from my wish list. So I am dying to know what's inside this e.l.f. box. So if you guys would like to see kind of like an e.l.f. try on, then just keep watching. Okay, so it comes in a box like this. I've already ripped into it. I will show you what is inside. Inside comes like this, nice packaging with recyclable kind of shredded paper. First thing I noticed inside is a little postcard. It says, when we first learned that the hand sanitizer shortage as a result of COVID, we moved at e.l.f. speed to do our part to keep every eye, lip, face, and hand safe. Here's our gift to you. Lather up, stay safe, and be well. So they included a little hand sanitizer in with their products, which I think is really nice. A handful of brands that I'm aware of are doing this. I know Ofer was doing this. I know that Luxe SB, the perfume subscription box, was doing this. So I think that it's really nice that a lot of companies are stepping up to provide something that is in much demand right now. Okay, so aside from that, inside it looks like they sent me an eye product and two face products. So it looks like we have the primer infused blush. This one's in Always Rosy. I know that Kathleen Lights really loved, I think it was the Buxom primer infused blush, but I haven't tried any of them, so I'm curious to see what I think of this one. They sent me this face palette, which I've been dying to try. This is the Glow Gleam Beam Highlighting Palette. Looks like we have more like intense shades on the bottom and more soft shades on top. Oh, and then their new Retro Paradise palette. I've seen this one at Target and I've been eyeing it up, so very excited to try this. There's some very playful colors. There's also some nice kind of neutral shades in here, so we'll see what we can create with this. So let me just pop on a little bit of base makeup and we'll be back to try these products from e.l.f. Okay, now that the face base makeup is on, I thought it was time to try this e.l.f. blush, and it just says long wearing blush infused with primer powder to ensure a full day of perfectly placed flush. Use this blush on days you know that you'll need bulletproof makeup. This blush is easy to blend, perfectly pigmented for ease of application, and grips your cheeks like second skin. Use with the primer infused bronzer to complete your long wearing cheek look. Now I don't have the bronzer, I just applied a little bit of L'Oreal Lumi Bronzeit bronzer. It does say the color on the back, which is nice because sometimes e.l.f. products have like a sticker and then the sticker wears off, so this is actually printed on the back, which I appreciate. This is what the color looks like. Feels very soft. Okay, I think that's a color I can work with. I have this little kabuki brush from e.l.f. that I will try. Okay, that's a good color. Curious to see if it lasts longer than other blushes I have in my collection currently. I like that color. Okay. Let's move on next to this highlighting palette. And this is the lighter shade, I think, the Inner Glow. It says number 1 is a glitter right here. Number 2 is a shimmer. Number 3 is a shimmer. Number 4 is metallic. Number 5 is metallic. And number 6 is metallic. So this one's a glitter. So if you're not a fan of glitter, okay, I can see why they'd say not to use this one. It's tiny little white glitter particles. So these are shimmers and these are metallics. So let's just kind of swatch them and see what we think here. So these are the shimmers. Ooh, that's pretty. That one's not as intense. And then we've got the metallics. They're not as intense as I was expecting them to be. We've got the first one, the second one, and the third one. Can you guys even see them on my wrist? They're not as metallic as I was expecting for metallic highlights to be. I'm just gonna start with this middle one here. Okay, that's nice. It reminds me of like an Hourglass, really soft highlight. That's pretty. Okay, I really like that one. I'm gonna try the peachier one because this one seems a bit lighter than I was expecting. Okay, I think I can get away with both of those, actually. Very nice. Now I want to try the middle metallic shade on the bottom. Just see what that does. Okay, it does add like a beam right here, so it is a bit more intense than the shimmer highlights. Okay, I like this palette. This is pretty. I don't think that I'm going to get a whole lot of use out of the glittery shade, but perhaps as an inner corner highlight this would be gorgeous. So let's move on to the eyeshadow. Okay, so this one is the Retro Paradise palette. They had a whole collection on display at Target. I just want to kind of check some of these out. This one looks really pretty. It looks like an antique-y gold shade. Really fun. Ooh, look at that. There's Paraiso, which looks like a peach gold green hybrid, which, ooh, it is. That's beautiful. This sea salt one, which looks like their highlight, honestly. Looks like an intense white with a little bit of blue shimmer to it. Let's try some of these matte shades. This green one, Baha Mar. Oh, it's actually not matte. It's like a lime green with little bits of glitter in it. This Dijon mustard one, very soft, very creamy. Fuego, a nice peachy shade. Okay. Disco, looks like it's gonna be like a Urban Decay tonic. Like a blue purple shift. Really pretty. So there's some really fun shades here. So why don't I hop off, do one eye, and I'll be back to show you what I did. Okay, so this is the eye look I created before mascara, and I feel like it's pretty simple. I started out with canvas all over the lid, moving on to Fuego in the crease, Spiced in the outer corner, and then Paraiso all over the lid, which I am obsessed with this shade. This golden peachy green color is beautiful. So let me run through real quick for you. Okay guys, so this is the way that the makeup looks when the face is all finished. So let me talk about the products first. The e.l.f. blush, I think, does a really nice job of making the cheeks look flushed. Naturally, it's not too intense of a color, but it's a very flattering color for my skin tone, which I would say I'm like a light neutral skin tone. I don't know my MAC shade. I'm sorry guys, I haven't used a MAC foundation in years. So I like this blush. I'm curious to see how long it lasts. The Glow Gleam Beam highlighting palette I think is beautiful. I would use this one as an inner corner highlight for the eyes only, but I do not like glitter on the face, and it's just a little too shimmery perhaps around the holidays or if you go to festivals, but not that anyone's going anywhere right now. But so I'd probably use this for a inner corner highlight only, but the rest of these shades are really nice, and I feel like I can pull off all of these shades. None of them are too dark for my current skin tone. This one is a little bit light on the skin. That's kind of the brightest shade you see on the face, and this gold one on the bottom might be a little bit too light and bright for my skin tone, but I feel like as we go into the cooler months they will become my perfect shade. So I think this is a really nice highlighting palette. I think this was like under $10. And then finally the Retro Paradise palette. I did not use all the shades today, obviously. I used 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, but I swatched a handful of these and they all swatched very smoothly, very pigmented, very creamy and even, which I appreciate. I did end up using this one as well on the inner part of the lid, just kind of brighten it up. So we've got like a white blue on the inner part, we've got the green gold peach on the lids, we've got the red in the outside and the peach in the crease, and then the canvas shade kind of like all over just to set the primer, set the concealer. So I think this is a nice palette, and I think this one was, I think it was like $10 or $12, which isn't bad for a drugstore palette. Very affordable. I really like that they have these duochrome shades in here. Really fun to play with. A lot of mattes. If you want to do neutral, you obviously can stay to the outer corners. If you want to do more pops of color, they give you plenty of options. So I think this is a nice palette, and I will definitely be reaching for this a handful Also, I've included links below for these products as well as some of my other e.l.f. favorites if you guys would like to check them out. They are down below as always. Thank you again to e.l.f. and Magic Links for making this video possible, sending these products over to try out and share with you guys. So thanks so much, and as always, I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.